Hello and thank you for joining us for another Mahlkönig Grind-by-Sync technical video. Today we are focusing on Wi-Fi and how you correctly set up your Wi-Fi network so that your Grind-by-Sync grinder will connect and work flawlessly. So like with any smart device, there are a few things you need to take into account and check on your Wi-Fi network before beginning to add your new smart device. So number one thing you need to check on your Wi-Fi network is that you are broadcasting a 2.4 gigahertz signal. Now routers like this will often broadcast 5 gigahertz and 2.4 gigahertz. Most smart devices need a 2.4 gigahertz connection in order to talk to your router. Now, all routers work slightly differently. You may need to open a web address and type in your IP of your home network. And routers like this, for example, have a dedicated app where you can activate the 2.4 gigahertz signal for a short period of time or permanently. So be sure that your network is broadcasting a 2.4 gigahertz connection before you try and connect your new Grind-by-Sync grinder. Now, at time of filming this video in early 2025, we are working with the latest software version, which is displayed on the screen now. So let's jump into the grinder and let's set up a few things before we connect to Wi-Fi. Okay, so let's jump into the menu. This is the bottom left button on your grinder. Scroll down to User Management. Before adding any characters into the grinder, I like to select the eye icon. This means it won't hide any characters that you input into the grinder, and you can easily see if you make any mistakes. So after selecting the eye icon, press the bottom left button and scroll down until you reach Numbers. Enter the password 1924. Once you've entered 1924 correctly, hit Enter and then press the Home button to return to the home screen. Okay, now we've entered the owner password, we have unlocked some additional settings in the grinder's menu. So press the menu button again, bottom left, and scroll down to Connectivity, and then Wi-Fi settings, and then Enable Wi-Fi. Now Wi-Fi is enabled, scroll down to Select and Connect Wi-Fi. The grinder will scan all of the local networks available, which brings us to another important point about your Wi-Fi network. In order for your Grind-by-Sync grinder to connect to your home network reliably, it is important that your router is close by. As the grinder scans through the networks, you'll notice there will be a signal strength displayed. Wi-Fi signal strength is measured in decibel milliwatts, or dBm, on a negative scale. An excellent signal strength is -50 dBm to -60 dBm, and a minimum of 67 dBm is required as a minimum signal strength for most smart devices. For example, a signal strength of -90 dBm, you will have trouble connecting your Grind-by-Sync grinder reliably. So by having your Wi-Fi router ideally in the same vicinity as your Grind-by-Sync grinder means you will have less connectivity issues with your Wi-Fi network and your Grind-by-Sync grinder. So now that you're happy that your Wi-Fi signal is 2.4 gigahertz and within a reasonable distance from your grinder, go ahead and connect your grinder. Now the same as when we entered the owner password, it's a good idea to toggle the eye icon before entering the password to make sure you definitely don't make any mistakes. So go ahead and enter your network password. Once your password has been entered, you will see your grinder connect to your Wi-Fi network. Okay, so now your Grind-by-Sync grinder is connected to your Wi-Fi router with a good strong connection on a 2.4 gigahertz network. Next, we need to check just one last thing in the menu of the grinder. It is important that your Grind-by-Sync grinder is set to the correct date, time, and region. So we're going to check those settings now. Head back into the main menu, bottom left button, and go to General Settings and check that these are all correct. It's especially important to make sure that your grinder is set to the correct region where your grinder is located. If your Grind-by-Sync grinder is connected to the internet, it may prompt you to perform an update. It is important to execute any new updates so your grinder stays up to date with the latest software. Okay, so if you followed all of the steps correctly, your Grind-by-Sync grinder should be connected to your Wi-Fi network. If you have any questions, don't forget to reach out to the team, and we'll see you in the next video.